I'm 100 years old, and I never needed a nursing home. Here's why. My name is Constance. I am 100 years old, and I have never spent a single night in a nursing home. Not one. I live in my own home. I make my own tea. I tend my own small garden. I decide what I eat and when I sleep and how I spend my hours. At 100 years old, I am still the author of my own days. And today I want to tell you why. Not to boast, not to pretend that luck played no part, but because I believe, deeply and completely, that the way I have lived has kept me here, in my own home, in my own life, on my own terms, and some of what kept me here is things you can start doing today, wherever you are, whatever age you are. My name is Constance, and this is what I know. I was born 100 years ago into a world that was very different from this one, slower, simpler, more physical. We walked everywhere. We cooked everything from scratch. We did not sit for hours in front of screens. We used our bodies the way bodies are meant to be used, constantly, naturally, as part of ordinary daily life. And I have never stopped. That is the first thing. I never stopped moving, not dramatically, not in a gym, not with special equipment or expensive programs. I simply never stopped doing the ordinary physical things that keep a body working. I have walked every single day of my life for as long as I can remember. Even now, slower than I was, more careful than I was, I walk every morning, 20 minutes, sometimes more, just walking, outside, in the air, feeling the ground under my feet and the world around me. Movement is not something you add to your life. It is something you build your life around. And if you build it in early, if you make it as ordinary and non-negotiable as eating or sleeping, your body will thank you for decades longer than you expect. The second thing is food, and I want to be honest, I have never followed a diet in my life. Never counted calories, never read a book about what I should and should not eat. I just ate real food. Food that came from the ground or the garden or a kitchen, not packets, not things with ingredient lists longer than a paragraph, not things that were designed in a laboratory to make you want more of them. Real food, simply prepared, in reasonable amounts. I cooked almost every meal of my life myself. I still cook. Not elaborate meals, simple ones, but mine, made with real ingredients and eaten at a real table without a screen in front of me. Cooking for yourself is not just about nutrition. It is about agency. It is about remaining the person who decides what goes into your body. And that agency, that daily practice of nourishing yourself deliberately, it is part of what keeps you capable of nourishing yourself. The third thing, and this one surprised my doctor when I told him, is sleep. I have always slept, really slept. 7 to 8 hours every single night for my entire life. I was never someone who wore exhaustion as a badge of pride. I was never someone who said I only need 5 hours with that particular tone of self-congratulation. Sleep was sacred to me. Non-negotiable. When my children were young and sleep was harder to come by, I still protected it as fiercely as I could, because I understood instinctively, long before the science confirmed it, that sleep was not rest. Sleep was repair. Sleep was the body doing the essential maintenance that kept every system functioning, every night, without fail. Protect your sleep. Whatever you have to rearrange, whatever you have to say no to, protect it. Your brain, your heart, your immune system, and your mood will all be better for it. And 30 years from now, your body will still be doing the maintenance that keeps you capable and independent. The fourth thing is my mind. I have kept my mind working every single day of my life. Not with puzzles exactly, though I have done those too, but with genuine engagement with the world. I read every day, real books, newspapers, anything that requires me to think and form opinions and stay connected to what is happening. I have always had opinions, strong ones, and I have always been willing to defend them and also willing to change them when someone gave me good reason to. A mind that is used stays sharp. A mind that is left idle, that is given only passive entertainment, only things that require nothing. A mind like that quietly loses its edge. You do not notice it happening. It is gradual, like a knife that is never sharpened, still a knife, but less effective every year. Keep your mind engaged. Learn something new. Read something difficult. Have a conversation that challenges you. Disagree with someone thoughtfully. Stay curious about the world even when the world is confusing and loud and sometimes frightening. Curiosity is one of the greatest protectors of a healthy mind that I know of. The fifth thing is my people. I have always prioritized my relationships, not in a sentimental way, in a practical one. I have understood for most of my life that the quality of your relationships is directly connected to the quality of your health, not metaphorically, literally. People who feel connected, who have people who know them and love them and would notice if they were gone, they are healthier, they live longer, their immune systems are stronger, their minds stay sharper, their hearts, literally, physically, their hearts work better. I have tended my relationships the way I tend my garden, with regular attention, with care, with the understanding that if you neglect them, they wither. I have called, I have visited, I have shown up, I have been honest and I have been kind, and I have forgiven quickly, and I have apologized when I was wrong. I have made myself someone people wanted to be around, not by being endlessly agreeable, but by being genuinely interested, by listening, by caring about the lives of the people around me as much as I cared about my own. And those people, the web of them, built over 100 years, they have held me. They have given me reason to get up in the morning. They have caught me when I stumbled. They have been the difference between a life that felt worth living and one that merely continued. The sixth thing, and I want to say this very clearly, is that I never gave up my independence without a fight. Not my physical independence, not my mental independence, not my emotional independence. Every time something threatened my ability to do things for myself, illness, injury, the simple wearing down that comes with age, I fought to get it back. Not stubbornly, sensibly, with help when I needed it, with doctors and physiotherapists and the support of people who loved me, but always with the goal of returning to doing things myself. Because independence is not just about convenience, it is about dignity. It is about the daily experience of being capable, of being someone who does rather than someone who is done for. And that experience, that daily proof that you are still capable, still functioning, still managing your own life, it feeds something in the spirit that is very hard to replace once it is gone. So I fought for it. Every time, and I have kept it. At 100, I have kept it. And the last thing, the seventh thing, is the simplest and the hardest to explain. I wanted to be here. I have always wanted to be here. Not desperately, not anxiously, just clearly, quietly, with a steady and genuine preference for being alive over the alternative. I found things worth getting up for every single day. Even the hard days, even the lonely days, even the days when my body hurt and my heart ached and the world outside felt heavy. I found something, a cup of tea, a letter to write, a plant that needed water, a person I wanted to call, something small and real and completely mine that made the morning worth entering. That wanting, That daily decision to find something worth getting up for, I believe it is biological as much as it is emotional. The body responds to wanting to live. It finds resources it did not know it had. It keeps going in ways that science cannot fully explain because science cannot fully measure the will. I have had a will to live for 100 years, and I genuinely believe, that it has kept me here as surely as anything else I have told you today. My name is Constance. I am 100 years old. I have never needed a nursing home, not because I have been lucky, though luck has played its part, but because I have moved every day and eaten real food and slept properly and kept my mind working and tended my relationships and fought for my independence and found something worth getting up for every single morning of my very long life. You can do all of these things, starting today, not perfectly, not all at once, but one at a time, one morning at a time, one walk at a time, one real meal at a time, one genuine conversation at a time. Build the life that builds you, and one day, further from now than you can imagine, you might find yourself at 100, in your own home, making your own tea, still the author of your own days. That is the life I have lived, and I would not trade a single morning of it. Thank you for spending this time with me today.